it is and always has been the case that the current Prime Minister excites the electorate, excites the population in ways that those of us who think that honesty and integrity matter find baffling, permanently baffling. But I can't condescend on this issue because I fell for it myself in 2008. So that is just one of the unknown unknowns. Was it a massive fail by Labour, or was it a massive win by the Conservatives, or is the truth somewhere in between the two? I love days like this, I've got to tell you. The political anorak in me overcomes the sense of homelessness, and the notion of just getting our teeth into what has gone on thrills me. Except for the fact that in recent years I've begun to wonder whether any of it actually matters. You know that old adage about if voting could change anything, they wouldn't let us do it. I don't know. I heard Peter Mandelson earlier intoning the electoral history of the Labour Party since the 1970s. Which is, lose, 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 Blair, 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 lose, 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 or thereabouts. And it sent something of a shiver down my spine, to be honest with you, because when you see it in those terms, we essentially live in a one-party state. Most people alive now will only have known Labour to win general elections under Tony Blair. It's an incredible thing to reflect upon when you note that under Margaret Thatcher, John Major, David Cameron, Theresa May, Boris Johnson, the list of Conservative leaders that have won general elections is considerably longer. And yet I do still think there's something very, very unique. You can't have gradations of uniqueness. But Johnson is a one-off. And whether it sustains, whether it lasts, I do not know. It also makes me wonder whether we are increasingly like when I did my A-level in politics, the distinction between America and the United Kingdom was supposed to be that the two parties were actually politically very different. Certainly post-79, when what I think the academics called consensus politics came to an end with Margaret Thatcher's arrival in Downing Street. In America, apart from social issues like abortion and the death penalty, when I did my A-level in 1990, the received wisdom was that the two main parties were actually quite similar, and that elections became beauty contests, personality-led contests between the two leaders of the two main parties. I think that's very, very different now. I wonder, in fact, could this be the first clever observation of the day? I wonder, in fact, whether the roles have reversed. Whether actually America now sees, particularly with Biden's agenda, which seems to be much more progressive than even his campaign suggested it would be. I wonder, and the continuing abandonment of objective truth that the Republican Party has undertaken, I wonder whether the political gulf between the Democrats and the Republicans in America is now huge, whereas here you're probably going to win a general election as a popularity contest. It's why 2017 was such a weird election, because it was a popularity contest between two leaders who were quite unpopular with the general population. And yet Johnson enjoys, or has enjoyed, great personal approval ratings throughout his career. I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking out loud in a slightly clumsy fashion so that you will feel welcome to do the same.